Hey there, Spidey fans. So, I already had this video somewhat recorded, but I realized then that I was going to be time limited when I saw my recording display saying you can only record 17 minutes and 50 something seconds, right? So, if you could clearly tell by the title, I'm reviewing today the Figuarts Spider-Man No Way Home Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. As you can see, he's already out the box. I'm not going through all that again. I'm not putting him back in his packaging because I already did that one recording session ago. But, man, it was going to look so cool too. But anyway, guess I'll have to start the video over. This is a figure that I've been anticipating for a very long time now because I haven't had a Tobey Maguire Spider-Man related figure in a few years, because all the ones that I had are either now lost, broken, or just somewhere else in general. And, well, since I lost them, and some of them broke, I don't have anything from my childhood that's Tobey Maguire related. Apart from a few figures, but those are the big ones. So anyway, here is our OG Spider-Man, the one that a bunch of us 2000s kids grew up with. If I could just get him to stand up for like a few seconds. Okay, there we go. Yep. Yeah, he's kind of been hard to stand for some reason. Maybe it's because of his feet. So here we have him in all his glory. Man, it's been a while since I've seen a freaking Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. I'm just getting flashbacks to the times I used to have figures on him. So, you guys already know my routine with my videos. We're going through articulation, accessories, and then details. So without further ado, let's just get straight to the point. Articulation, basic Figuarts with Spider-Man figures. You have a neck and a head, both separate joints. He can move side to side, both the neck. They can tilt. You can hear all that cracking. It's like blocky. You can tilt his head around this much. And of course, with any Spider-Man figure, you do need them to look up like this sometimes. That way, you know, if they're looking at something at an angle, they're like, oh, what's that? Piano. But anyway, that's typical head articulation. Oh, jeez. I need to find the front of his head. The front of his neck, I mean. Because it's so confusing with all these web lines, and you're trying to figure out, wait, where's the front of his neck? I mean, as far as I'm concerned, this could be the back of the neck. Or the front. Who knows? Anyway. Articulation on the arms. Butterfly joints. He can go this far. This far. He can go this far back. It's not much, but hey, Figuarts does their butterfly joints a bit differently. His shoulders do have a hinge, so they go up and down like this. Obviously, they go up and down by themselves. They can go up this far. It's not a lot, but it's something. Bicep swivel, you already know. This is pretty basic for all figures. Double jointed elbows. He can also move his hands up and down, turn them side to side. You can make his hands tilt depending on how you turn it and how you move it up and down. Torso area, diaphragm. He's got a diaphragm that goes back this far. It goes back this far. It goes forward this far. It's not a lot, but that's why Figuarts has high IQ design choices, because they make the waist go up and then you use the diaphragm to go even farther, like pushing beyond your limits. Slight Dragon Ball Z reference. Alright, in his waist, he does go forward, pretty darn forward. He goes forward that much. He got a little squeak there. We all know the Figuarts. I stuttered. The Figuarts thong. That's what I'll call it from now on. Every time I get a Figuarts, the Figuarts thong. But this is just to help, you know, move their legs back and forth. At least that's what I think it's for, because I think if they didn't do this, their legs wouldn't go back this far. Yeah, because it goes directionally. In a direction, he goes that far. And not gonna lie, sometimes you're gonna need your figures to kick pretty far back. And then obviously you have side joints, along with another joint that's more of a Diamond Select sort of thing. Diamond Select has their legs, they have a joint that moves side to side like this. Although it is kind of springy and he doesn't kick to the side that far. But obviously, having him kick with one leg and standing up on the other like this makes it look like he can kick pretty far. Then he's obviously got double jointed knees. The feet, sorry. The feet have ankle pivot. They also move forward and back, but not that far, which I'll get into in a bit later. But they also have toe joints. They also got that. Alright, so enough about the articulation, since we already went over that. Let's head on to the accessories. Alright, so taking a look at accessories, he comes with a lot. And I do mean a lot. So I guess I'll get to showing you guys what he comes with. So let's start with the big old webs. He comes with a gripping web, a straight down gripping web. Oh, I hate how I keep moving my camera like that. With a gripping web, this is where he obviously will grip the web. As you can see, it's very transparent, which is weird. That's not how this version of Spider-Man's webs are. Oh no, wait, actually they are. Oh, I'm dumb, because in the 2002 movie, I'm calling back here. In the 2002 movie, in the scene where he fights the Green Goblin in the burning building, before he gets in, where he breaks the window, you can see that his webs, I guess because of the CGI or effects or whatever, his webs are kind of transparent. Like you can see the light reflect, like passing through it, something like that, if you know what I mean. So I guess, yes, this is accurate because of that callback I make to the 2002 movie. He comes with your standard. Oh, that one almost fell. Standard long web lines. And then your standard, oh Jesus, short web lines. So you already know what these are for. One for the web making progress, and the other one that's already gotten a good distance. So yeah, he just comes with 5 web accessories. The heads. We'll get into the heads in a second, but first, let's get to the hands. You guys already know how I do my hand showcases. Fisted hands. Obviously, you also has his. I said you also has his. Oh my god, I hate stuttering. But he also comes with his open hands or his wall crawling hands. Obviously, he comes also with web gripping hands or thumbs up hands, whichever one or however way you use them. Obviously, no Spider-Man figure is incomplete without his thwippers. And also, he comes with his mask gripping hands, and what better way to show him than with his Tobey Maguire head. Or his Peter Parker head, whichever you want to say. But fans at this point, they say just Tobey Maguire at this point, because there's 3 different versions, obviously. And lastly, if you've seen the showcase, you already know that he comes with pointing fingers to associate him with a meme that some people say should have died a long time ago, but pointing is now a Spider-Man thing. Alright, so now that we have done showcased every accessory, now let's get up close and personal and check out the details on this figure. And we all know, let's get up a bit close. Let's talk while looking at this majestic figure. As you can see, Figuarts did an amazing job with the details. I mean, he's even got the web pattern that we've all seen before. That hexagonal pattern on the suit. He even has that. And it's everywhere on the figure. There's nowhere, except for the exposed joints, except for that. But there's nowhere where this hexagonal pattern is not visible. It's everywhere. And I like that. They paid attention to the detail. They said, this might be one of our hardest figures to do because of the fact that, one, he's got 2 patterns. Not one pattern, 2 patterns. He's got the hexagons in the suit, and he's got the web patterns. The web patterns, obviously, it's not that difficult to sculpt in, apart from the little skinny areas. But anywhere else, nah. It's perfectly fine. But I'm pretty sure they had a difficult time trying to do the hexagonal pattern, unless, of course, I don't know anything about figure making, but I guess they, like, printed out the whole hexagonal pattern before modeling in the web patterns. I guess they did that beforehand. Maybe that's what they did. Maybe it wasn't so hard. Maybe like when they're making the figure, they somehow got this entire hexagonal web pattern on the suit beforehand, and then they went on to sculpting the details. But who knows? I don't know. They mass produced these, obviously in limited quantity. That's why you always gotta pre-order, people. Even if it costs you a pretty penny. Oh, I just smacked my drawer. So anyway, let's take a look at the web pattern here. Obviously, you already know the web pattern on here. There's an ant crawling on my wall. Seriously? How many bugs are gonna crawl into my videos? Who cares? Web pattern. Pretty easy resemblance to that of the movies. He's got the web patterns everywhere. Obviously, they wouldn't slack off because, you know, they wouldn't do that. Web patterns here on the legs looks the same. It almost looks like the 2002 suit. Like, every time I look at it, I think 2002. Oh my god, I'm moving my camera. This tripod's not helping. because I'm leaning on it and it's tilting. So yeah, you got that web pattern on there. The eyes, obviously they're not full on whatchamacallit, full on trilogy. This is the No Way Home look of the figure, not the trilogy look. The trilogy look has bigger eyes, as you can clearly tell. This one actually looks like it jumped straight out of the movie because the logo is the altered version of the 2004 logo that we've seen in Spider-Man 2. You can see that these bottom two legs, they're not as curved, they're more straight down than in the movie from Spider-Man 2 and 3. The eyes are smaller, but they're still the angular ones we all know and love. And they are reflective too. They do reflect light. So they did miss out on that detail, which is pretty cool. Since silver is the part of his eyes that people recognize on his mask. Ah yes, how can we forget the classic back logo that we've all seen before in the movies? This is probably one of the most recognizable back emblems in Spider-Man movies. Now, I know some people might disagree with me here, but me personally, I prefer the 2002 suit over the 2004, 2007 suit. Because I like how the logo is small. The front emblem is small. And it shows like a superhero who recently just came out, you know? Something, if you get what I mean. And then the back emblem, I love that back emblem so much. The 2002 back emblem. It just screams out OG. To me, that is. To me, it just screams out OG. If you know what I mean. Now, would they ever make a 2002 Spider-Man suit figure? Probably not. If they did, would I buy it? Definitely. Because it's one of my favorite movie suits. But yeah, maybe that'll be the day. Maybe one of these days, an import figure company would make a 2002 suit. That'll be the day I can die a happy person. But until then, this figure is still pretty good. I got no gripes against it. I love the 2004, 2007 suit as well. But 2002 is always my favorite out of those two suits. Now, if they made a black suit, that'd be cool. Have all three versions of the Spider-Man costume in import figure form would be incredible. So, anyways, I guess that'll do it for the details. As you can clearly tell, oh yeah, I almost forgot. How could I forget? They also got that big wide open hole in the mask with the web that stops in the middle right there. They also got that detail in as well. Alright, so now we'll get to the comparisons. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to mention one more thing. The feet look blocky, which is like a something that they've been that the Raimi feels kind of goes with. Because when you tell in the movies they made, his feet are kind of blocky. And I guess that's kind of what they're going with. That's what they're going with here on this one as well. In fact, I think every single one of them, every single Raimi Spider-Man figure has the blocky feet. And it matches. Although it's kind of a little bit difficult to get him to stand with those big feet. I wonder how Legends will pull that off, because in their 3D model pictures, the feet on the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man are kind of blocky. Like, you can tell. Alright, so let me just get him standing, and then we'll compare him to some other figures of mine. Alright, so let's compare him to 4 figures this time. Not 2, not 3, 4 figures. So, here he is in comparison in scale to the Marvel Legends Amazing Fantasy. As you can clearly tell, since this is a figure art, they're usually a little bit shorter. But he stands close to that 6-inch line. He's just slightly smaller. But that's okay. And then how could we not compare him to one of the other Spider-Men from the movie? The Mayfix Tom Holland Far From Home. Now, as you can clearly tell, he is a bit taller. I did notice that when the figure came out, that he was like a slightly bit taller than regular S.H. figure arts, as I'll get to in a second. But if you're gonna try to have them scale up together well, you will need a Tom Holland that's a slightly bit taller, because in real life, Tobey Maguire is the shortest one out of all 3 Spider-Man actors, with him being the shortest, Tom Holland obviously being the one in the middle, and then Andrew Garfield being the tallest. So anyway, let's get these 2 out of the way, and we're going to compare him to 2 other figure arts, which are the Iron Spider. As you can see, he clearly stands a slight bit smaller, just the same as the Mayfix. But I also got a surprise figure arts here that you guys probably might not have expected. A Naruto figure. What? A figure arts Naruto figure? As you can see, Spider-Man and Naruto are around the same height. Yes. Now, I'll just tell you guys how I got Naruto. Basically, when I was still working at GameStop, those 2 came in when I was processing packages for our inventory. I saw him, and I saw Sakura. Useless, by the way. What? Anyway, I saw him, I'm like, I gotta buy him. Because usually, figure arts, anime figures, I thought they went up for a lot. Turns out they don't. They only go for like $30, $40, sometimes $50, $60. Then I realized, oh crap, so Spider-Man, since he's such a popular icon, he goes for a lot more. Because 1, you need all the posability you can get out of him. And 2nd, he's just a popular character overall. So yeah, this is him in scale with the figure arts Naruto and Iron Spider. And now let's get him in some sort of pose, which I'm probably going to have a tough time deciding, because 1, he has a lot of accessories. I think I might use all of them. I'm not even kidding. Like, with this much accessories, you have a lot of possibilities. But before me doing an outro too early, let me pose him. Alright guys, to end the video, here we have him in his questionable Tobey Maguire head that I hear a lot of people talk about. We got him appreciating somebody unmasked. Could be one of the other Peters, who knows. But anyway, so this is the outro part of the video. You already know. I didn't get too much detail into the heads because I already showcased them. And since I missed out on talking about those, let me just say the heads, they're good. They're good on my book. I do see myself intending to use the Tobey Maguire head sculpts that they gave him. Yes, even the controversial smiling one that I'm using right now, because People say the smiling one does not look like Tobey Maguire at all. I personally, I can see it. But here we have the other one. This actually looks like Tobey Maguire. Pretty decent. I know people say that the smiling one is like weird looking, and I can see what they're getting at. I can, but I still like it either way. I can see the Tobey Maguire in that head sculpt. But anyway, enough about that. So let's talk around the next video. Next video will definitely be the Spider-Man 5-pack that I promised, because when I promised then, he came in like 3 days later. I forgot, honestly, but he came in and I'm like, I have to review him as soon as possible, because I was keeping him in the box and I was just holding myself back on not opening the box. Even though I did, sometimes I immediately put him back together. I said, no, I can't do it. I have to make a video on this. But even though I didn't use the box, because, well, my phone decided to tell me how much of a video I can actually record, I ditched out the first draft of the video, and then I just made this one on the spot. So anyway, enough about that. My opinion on the figure, it's amazing. Details amazing. Posability is amazing. I haven't gotten into any crazy poses yet, but I'll definitely be careful because he moves way too smoothly. Like, almost way too smoothly. So I'll definitely be having him, I'll definitely be reposing him every now and then, because he's a really good figure. And I also do have the Peter 1 and Peter 3 figures on pre-order as well. If you don't know, which everyone should by now, this is Peter 2. Peter 3 is Andrew Garfield's version, and then Peter 1 is Tom Holland's version. But enough about that. I'll definitely, once I get all three of them, I'll definitely have them pointing at each other like they did in real life, because meme culture and Tom Holland being a recent aspiring actor, he said during onset, hey, why don't we recreate that posing, that pointing meme that people usually see a lot on the internet? And they all agreed to it. They did it. They showcased that when they revealed the figures, like for some promo pictures, they had them all pointing. So all three of them will have pointing fingers, which is good, because at this point, that Spider-Man pointing meme is most definitely not going to die anytime soon. I mean, if you've seen the Across the Spider-Verse trailer, you've seen they're also doing the pointing meme. So, in conclusion, figure's good, details, accessories, everything is good about this figure. Definitely a must grab for collectors. And with all that being said, stay swinging, webheads.